Chapter 451, Qiu Jinxi settled scores with Jiaonan. My family can't possibly let Qiu Jinxi, who is at her prime, to spend all her time waiting for Zai Sheng. That will be a waste of her youth, and it will be too mean of us to do that. Qiu Qin grew silent. He thought for a while before saying, "What is Chief Zai's thought on this?" In fact, it was only a casual talk between the two families. There wasn't any formal agreement. So, why don't we forget about what we said previously? By the way, I heard there are a transfer and promotion in your army camp. There's this position which may seem to be of a lower rank than your current position, but as long as you work hard, you will stand to benefit much more from it. What do you think? Chief Zai, thank you very much. Qiu Qin's eyes lit up. He had been eyeing that position since a long time ago. It might seem to be a demotion, but in fact, it was a promotion. It was not easy to secure the position. Zai Yaowai was not surprised by this result. He had expected that Qiu Qin would agree to his suggestion, but he did not expect that he would agree to it so readily. Then, it's settled. If you have the chance, tell your wife and Qiu Jinxi about what we discussed today. Chief Zai, rest assured. I will do so. After meeting Zai Yaowai, Qiu Qin called his parents to tell them of the latest updates as soon as he arrived at his workplace. After listening to what his son said, Father Qiu objected strongly to the arrangement. Son, you are so stupid and short-sighted. How could you give up the bright future for a small benefit? Since Zai Yaowai could help you secure this position, when you become in-laws in the future, you will be able to get even more benefits than today. Dad, you may be wrong. The people from the Zai family are upright and fair. They don't abuse their power for personal gain. This is an exception. If Jinxi marries Zai Sheng and we become in-laws with the Zai family, apart from marrying well, I don't think we can get a lot of substantial benefits. Mom and you should have known about what happened between Zai Yaowai and Qi Minlin. In the end, regardless of how domineering Zai Yaowai is, he ended up obeying his father to marry a village girl. In the past, Jinxi had the support of Zai Yaowai. However, Zai Yaowai is no longer on her side. He was the one who told me to call off their marriage. Dad, Zai Sheng does not like Jinxi and she doesn't have the support of his parents. What do you think is the success rate of her marrying Zai Sheng? If we insist on it, we may end up with nothing in the end. Back then, there were two reasons why Qiu Qin was willing to listen to his parents to marry Qi Minlin. The first reason was that the Qi family and the Qiu family were well matched in all aspects. The other reason was Qi Minlin's relationship with Zai Yaowai. As long as Zai Yaowai felt guilty toward Qi Minlin and wanted to compensate her, the Qiu family would definitely stand to gain from it. History repeats itself. Qiu Qin was willing to marry Qi Minlin, whom he knew was in love with another man. What he did today was merely to call off a marriage that had slim hopes, and he stood to gain from it. It was a good bargain. In fact, as long as Zai Yaowai supported Zai Sheng's decision, there was nothing the Qiu family could do to the Zai family, even if they did not give any explanation to the Qiu family. Like what Zai Yaowai said, this was, after all, a casual talk between the two families. They had never gone through any formal discussion. It was never taken seriously from the start. Dad, it's a pity to spoil the ship for a halfpenny worth of tar, but we must not be greedy. Otherwise, we will stand to lose. If Zai Yaowai discusses this matter with Qi Minlin, I will definitely not intervene. However, he chose to discuss it with me. Dad, it seems that Zai Yaowai no longer feels as apologetic toward Qi Minlin as before. That cannot be. Father Qiu was stunned. Dad, you are also a man. What do you say? There was a long silence on the other end of the phone. After a while, Father Qiu said, "All right. Now that you are in charge of the Qiu family, you have the final say. Okay, I will hang up now. If I am transferred to that position, I will be very busy for the next 3 years at least. You must work hard. The Chiu family has to rely on you. Chinexai is a girl. Sooner or later, she will have to get married. Chiu Chin, since we cannot get Zai Sheng to be our son-in-law, you have to put in more effort to get a good husband for Chinexai. It will be best if they can have 2 children and one of them will take the Chiu surname. Do you understand what I mean? Understood. Okay, let's hang up now. Since they could not be in-laws with the Zai family, Father Chiu had begun to plan the future for Chiu Chinexai. Chi Minlin never would have expected that her actions would lead to her downfall. She only wanted to provoke Miao Jing through having close contact with Zai Yawai. However, Miao Jing did not suffer in silence like before. Instead, she flared up and it eventually led to what happened today. Actually, it was already not easy to get Chiu Chinexai to be engaged to Zai Sheng. There were a lot of disagreements and unhappiness. Now that Zai Yawai, who was most supportive of Chiu Chinexai, had changed his mind, there was no hope for Chiu Chinexai to be with Zai Sheng. After Zai Yawai explained to Chiu Chin and made matters clear, they had come to an agreement regarding the marriage of their children. With that, Zai Yawai returned home. Unfortunately, the happy mood in the Zai family's residence did not last for long. At about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Chiu Chin made a phone call to the Zai family. "Hi, Chief Zai, there is something that I have to tell you." "What is it?" Zai Yawai put down the newspaper in his hand. "I have told Chi Minlin and Chinexai about our discussion today. Chinexai couldn't accept it and said that she is going to settle scores with a girl by the name of Jiaonan. Is she related to your family? If this young lady had no connections with the Zai family, Chinexai would not have looked for her as soon as she knew that it was impossible between her and Zai Sheng." Chiu Chin did not know much about this. He only knew that his daughter was after this young lady because of Zai Sheng. In other words, if the young lady was bullied by his daughter, the Zai family had to take responsibility for it. Therefore, he had to inform the Zai family about it. "What? Why is it that I heard Nan Nan's name?" Miao Jing, who was savoring her green tea, caught bits and pieces of the conversation. "What do you mean? Why would the people from the Chiu family mention about Nan Nan for no apparent reason?" "Sure, I understand." Zai Yawai hung up the phone and looked at Miao Jing. He could make use of this opportunity to hint to Miao Jing. "Chiu Chin has told Chiu Chinexai about our agreement. Chiu Chinexai now knows that it is impossible between her and Zai Sheng. In retaliation, she threw a big tantrum and said that she is going to settle scores with Jiaonan. She must be on her way to Jiaonan's house. What right does she have to do that?" Miao Jing stood up in anger, her face red. "What does this have to do with Nan Nan?" Chapter 452, A Crazy Chiu Chinexai. "This won't do. How can she vent her frustrations on Nan Nan and how can we let Nan Nan suffer for our mistakes? Zai Sheng, look at the trouble your father and you have brought upon Nan Nan. What's wrong?" Zai Sheng put aside whatever he was doing and came out upon hearing the commotion. Zai Hua came out as well. "What's wrong? You still have the cheek to ask. Chiu Chinexai knows that it is impossible between the both of you and she is going to look for Nan Nan to settle scores with her. Nan Nan is so unlucky to be your scapegoat. You must go to Jiaonan's place to stop Chiu Chinexai from bullying Jiaonan. If Jiao Dongliang is not at home, Nan Nan has no way to retaliate." Miao Jing's countenance changed. "No, I will go as well. I must be there myself to be reassured. Zai Sheng, get the car now, hurry." "Sure." Miao Jing only heard Zai Sheng's voice. His person had already run outside to get his car. "Wait a minute." Zai Yawai stopped Miao Jing, his head throbbing at the current situation. "Leave this matter to Zai Sheng. Why do you want to go and join in the fun? Zai Sheng was going there to help his girlfriend. Why would Miao Miao go as well? I'm not joining in the fun. I am worried that Nan Nan will be bullied. You still have the cheek to say this. Chiuchenxi caused all these troubles because of you. Chiuchenxi was the daughter of Chi Minlan. Back then, Chi Minlan seemed to be fragile and gentle, but Miaojing had suffered so much over the years because of her. Like mother like daughter. Nan Nan was so simple and innocent. She would never be a match to Chiuchenxi. Since Miaojing was bent on going to the Chiao family's residence, there was no way that Zai Yai could stop her. In the end, the family of four went to the Chiao family's residence together. Among them, Zai Hua was the only one who was thinking of watching a good show. Bam! 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 Someone was pounding on the door to the Chiao family's residence. From the sound of it, Chiao Nan could feel the pain the person outside must have felt. Who is it? Chiao Nan, come out right now. Chiuchenxi sounded fierce and malicious. One could tell that she must have bad intentions. You are. Chiao Nan was frightened by the tone of the person. The person outside the door sounded as if she was demanding payment of a loan and was on a murderous rage. Chiao Nan was not stupid. She would not open the door for Chiuchenxi. I am Chiuchenxi. Chiao Nan, you are a liar. A shameless woman. You dared to wile others and snatch someone's fiancé at such a young age. Chiao Nan, you are still a student. Didn't the teachers teach you the moral values? I feel sad for your teachers. There are so many men in the world. Why do you have to resort to snatching? Does snatching from others feel good to you? She had already sensed that something was wrong with Zai Shen, yet her mother said otherwise. No. If not, why would her father call at noon to stop she and her mother from going to the Zai family's residence and said that he and Uncle Zai had come to an agreement that what they said in the past was just a casual talk and should not be taken seriously. He also said that she was not young anymore. If she met a boy she liked, she must grab the chance to date him, and if it worked out, they could marry each other. Marriage. In this life, Zai Shen was the only person she wanted to marry. Other men would not fit the bill. What Chiuchenxi said was offensive and coarse. There were other residents in the area apart from the Chiao family. With the ruckus that Chiuchenxi created, those at home could hear bits and pieces of what was being said. Chiao Nan paused momentarily. Chiuchenxi, are you sick? Have you forgotten to take your medicine when you came out today? Who is your fiancé? Brother Zai. Have the two families gone through the procedures? Are the two of you engaged? Have you addressed Auntie Miao as your mom and Chief Zai as your dad? Did old Master Zai agree to it? How long have the two of you been engaged? Chiao Nan posed few important questions from the other side of the door to Chiuchenxi, making her turn red. If she wanted to blame it on others, at the very least, she should have proof. Her argument could not stand strong and yet she created a fuss outside people's houses. Chiao Nan had to hand it to Chiuchenxi for her bravery. If not for you, Brother Zai would be engaged to me, but you just had to come between us. Chiao Nan, don't you think you are too mean and shameless? Is it so good to snatch from others? You failed to be engaged to Brother Zai. Why am I to be blamed for it? Brother Zai might not have agreed to the engagement, but Chief Zai is on your side. Could it be that he is against it as well? It has nothing to do with me that the people from the Zai family don't agree to the engagement. It was good news that Chief Zai had sorted out his thoughts and gave up on forcing Zai Shen to marry Chiuchenxi. Of course it has to do with you. You came between us. Chiuchenxi, don't think of bullying me just because I am not from the Zai family. I know very well about your situation. I am not as close to Auntie Miao and Chief Zai as you. Will they cancel the engagement between Brother Zai and the daughter of their close friend just because of me? Chiuchenxi, your surname should not be Chiu, your surname should be Lai One. Both of you aren't engaged, yet you address him as your fiancé. Now that things do not go well for the both of you, you blame it on me. In this society, there are a lot of people who are divorced. Who can they blame it on? How dare you say this has nothing to do with you? Chiuchenexai was so angry that she kicked at the door. She had never seen such a cunning and pretentious woman. If you are innocent, why do you not open the door for me? If you have balls, I dare you to open the door. Xiao Nan rolled her eyes. Chiuchenexai, are you muddle-headed? I am a girl. Or do you have it? Chiuchenexai must be silly to say this. You, Chiuchenexai did not expect that Xiao Nan would be in the mood to talk glibly. Xiao Nan, open the door now when I'm still nice to you. If you don't give me an explanation today, don't think of leading a quiet life. I don't believe that Pingcheng High School will accept such an immoral student like you. Since Xiao Nan had the audacity to snatch from her, she would make it such that she could not stay in her high school or Pingcheng. By that time, there was no way that the Zai family would accept Xiao Nan, who did not graduate from high school and was uneducated, as their daughter-in-law. She could not possibly fight with her anymore. Since Xiao Nan dared to lie to her, she would destroy her. Chiuchenexai blamed it on Xiao Nan for her failed engagement with Zai Sheng, mainly because she was the only female, besides his co-workers, who was in contact with Zai Sheng. Hence she was the biggest suspect of all. Unless Xiao Nan could point out another person as the culprit, if not she would make things difficult for her. If Xiao Nan was the one she was looking for, she had the right person by targeting her. If Xiao Nan was not the person, she would also be able to gain Zai Sheng's attention by creating a fuss. Chapter 453, Nan Nan was better than you. Once Zai Sheng went to look for the vixen, she would follow him straight away and make her suffer. Nobody could fight with her. In short, though Chiuchenexai created a fuss at Xiao Nan's place, her target might not be Xiao Nan. Her real goal was to alert the enemy so that she would be able to find out who the woman Zai Sheng was with. Xiao Nan was unlucky that she was the only one that Chiuchenexai could bully. She had become the scapegoat. However, no matter how well thought out Chiuchenexai's plans were, she did not expect Xiao Nan to have such a reaction. At her age, she should be rash and easily angered, especially when she was being wronged. However, she could tolerate her harsh words and refused to open the door for her. Chiuchenexai's plan did not turn out as she expected. She had yet to come up with a secondary plan when the people from the Zai family arrived. Chiuchenexai, you really came to Xiao Nan's house to look for Nan Nan. I thought that your dad was confused and misunderstood you. Zai Hua jumped out from the car and glared at Chiuchenexai. She was unlike the gentle and well-mannered lady that she had always been when she was at the Zai family's residence. Chiuchenexai's hair and clothes were in a mess. What was most shocking was that there were many shoe prints on the door of Xiao Nan's house. Judging from the shoe prints, they were the same size as Chiuchenexai's feet. Did it mean that before they arrived, Chiuchenexai actually kicked at the door? Sister Zai Hua, is that you? Xiao Nan breathed a sigh of relief upon hearing Zai Hua's voice. Xiao Dongliang happened to be outside at this time. Xiao Nan was the only one at home. She was worried that if she opened the door for Chiuchenexai, she would be bullied by her. Nan Nan. Nan Nan, Auntie Miao is here, don't be afraid. What you did is right. Do not open the door to strangers. Miao Jing hurried out of the car, pushing aside Zai Yai, who tried to steady her with his hand. All these years, she had suffered so much because of Qi Minlin and her daughter. Now that Nan Nan was dragged into it because of her relationship with the Zai family, Miao Jing was so furious that she vented all her frustrations and grievances onto Zai Yai. You Uncle Zai, Auntie Miao. Be Brother Zai. All of you are here. Chiuchenexai was not afraid at all when she saw Zai Hua. She knew that Zai Hua did not like her. But whether she liked her or not, it did not affect her relationship with Zai Sheng. Hence, she was only polite to Zai Hua for show. She did not really care for her future sister-in-law. However, she could not maintain her composure in front of the other three people from the Zai family. Qiu Chenxi had always maintained the image of a gentle lady in front of Zai Sheng. At the thought of the shoe prints on the door of Qiaonan's house, Qiu Chenxi's face turned red in embarrassment. She paled thereafter. If we did not come today, we would have missed a good show. Qiu Chenxi, I never knew that this is how the Qiu family teaches their children to be. Zai Hua pointed at the messy shoe prints on the door of Qiaonan's house. All I can say is that Auntie Qi is really good at teaching her daughter. My mom is not capable of this. Qiu Chenxi's eyes turned red. She refused to answer Zai Hua's question lest she made matters worse. Instead, she looked at Zai Yewei and Zai Sheng, a pitiful look on her face. Uncle Zai, Brother Zai, my dad called to tell me that my engagement with Brother Zai was called off. Why is that so? Didn't we agree to be engaged? Uncle Zai, I have liked and waited for Brother Zai for so many years. How could you do this to me? Moreover, how could you do this just because of a person like her? Uncle Zai, didn't you dote on me the most in the past? Upon hearing the last sentence that Qiu Chenxi said, Miao Jing glared at Zai Yewei in anger. Zai Yewei looked stern. Qiu Chenxi, you are only 22 years old this year. Zai Sheng is still young. He needs to spend more time in the army. Our family doesn't want you to waste your youth waiting for him, hence we made it clear to your dad. You said that you have spent many years waiting for Zai Sheng. Could you tell me how long have you waited for him? Qiu Chenxi was only 22 years old. She was still very young. Since when did she spend all her time and efforts on Zai Sheng? He had no idea at all. Zai Yewei might have doted on Qiu Chenxi, but he would not wrong his son to favor someone's daughter. I have already made it clear to your dad. It's almost the 21st century. China has long advocated the freedom of marriage. If you like each other and date each other, or decided to be engaged and marry each other, we will not stop you. But if one of you is not happy, as the parents, we will not insist on the marriage. After all parents hope that their children will lead a happy life with their loved ones. Qiu Chenxi's face turned pale, bare of any color. Freedom of marriage? What nonsense was that? So, the Zai family wants someone like Qiaonan instead of me. Qiu Chenxi ground her teeth. The Zai family of four rushed over to Qiaonan's place as soon as they learned that she was here to look for Qiaonan. How dared Qiaonan say that she was innocent? What's wrong with Nan Nan? Nan Nan is better than you. I like Nan Nan. Let's not talk about Zai Sheng's opinions. If I have to choose between you and Nan Nan, I will certainly pick Nan Nan and not you, Miao Jing said bluntly. Back then, she had already known that Qiu Chenxi was just pretending to be well behaved in front of them. That was not her true personality. However, she did not expect that she would be hiding so much from them. If not for the fact that Qiu Chenxi's mother was Qi Minlin, she might have been fooled by her pretenses. Zai Hua patted the shoulders of Zai Sheng. Zai Sheng, there is hope. Mom's impression of Nan Nan seems to be getting better and better. Do we tell her the truth now? They could make use of the chance today to tell their mother of the relationship between Zai Sheng and Nan Nan. In that case, they could date openly. Zai Sheng gave Zai Hua a warning glance. He did not agree with Zai Hua. Zai Sheng was very clear that his mother said those words to spite Qiu Chenxi. His mother had told Nan Nan long ago of the type of daughter-in-law that she was looking for. His mother was certain that even if others would misunderstand her words, Nan Nan would not misunderstand and would understand her intentions. The reason why his mother sided with Nan Nan and helped her with no qualms was that she did not know the relationship between him and Nan Nan. They had to lay low for now. After all, Nan Nan was right. Her fears and concerns were not unfounded. Until now, Zai Sheng could not understand the reason behind his mother's stubbornness. His mother was obviously very concerned about Nan Nan, but there seemed to be a hurdle that could not be crossed in her heart. This posed as an obstacle for Nan Nan and him. Chapter 454, Anyone But You. Without clearing this obstacle, his mother would never accept Nan Nan as her daughter-in-law. Before that, he and Nan Nan must not tell his mother about their relationship. Since Zai Sheng had given her a warning, Zai Hua was tactful enough to keep her silence lest others heard about what she said. Qiu Chenxi paled at Miao Jing's words. Auntie Miao, are you serious? Miao Jing would rather choose Jiao Nan than her? Qiu Chenxi took a few deep breaths and turned to look at Zai Yewei reluctantly. Uncle Zai, you have always seen me as the daughter of a good friend. I'm not angry that Auntie Miao misunderstood me, but I want to know your thoughts on this. Zai Yewei sighed. Qiu Chenxi, it doesn't matter what Auntie Miao or I think about this. What matters is how Zai Sheng thinks about this. Do you understand? He was helpless that Zai Sheng did not like Qiu Chenxi. In fact, as long as Zai Sheng was willing, Jiao Nan would not be in the picture. He might have already been engaged to Qiu Chenxi even before he knew Jiao Nan. Does it mean you agree that it's over between brother Zai and me? Qiu Chenxi had a look of absurdness on her face. They had already agreed on it years ago. How could they have a change of mind now? Zai Sheng did so as he had someone else in mind, but what about Zai Yewei? Zai Yewei should be trying means and ways to please her because of her mother. Once Zai Yewei made a decision, he would never regret it. Chenxi, you are still young. You are educated and beautiful. In the future, there will be lots of opportunities to meet boys who are suitable for you. When you get married, I will definitely prepare wedding gifts for you. He had watched Qiu Chenxi as she grew up. If she married in the future, he would be willing to prepare some dowry for her, let alone wedding gifts. Qiu Chenxi's face was as pale as a sheet. Her frail body trembled slightly. She was a pitiful sight. After thinking for a while, Qiu Chenxi gritted her teeth, trying to maintain her broken self-esteem. Uncle Zai, according to what you just said, does it mean that as long as brother Zai likes me and is willing to marry me, you will still accept me? Yes. Nonsense. Miao Jing glared at Zai Yewei. You may have agreed, but I don't agree. Anyone can marry into the Zai family but her. If she wants to marry into our family, fine, she will move in, but I will move out right away. Miao Jing, who left no room for discussion, did not know that in the previous life, Qiu Chenxi married Zai Sheng with the help of Zai Yewei and her. In fact, even if Miao Jing did not fall out with Qiu Chenxi and Qi Minlin, since the first day Qiu Chenxi married Zai Sheng and moved into the Zai family's residence, Miao Jing moved out of the house and would rather lie by herself in a small quad than seeing Qiu Chenxi every single day. Uncle Zai, who has the final say in your family? Miao Jing was too detestable. Back then, she snatched Uncle Zai from her mother, and now she had to come between brother Zai and her. She and her mother must have offended or owed Miao Jing in the previous life. In this life, Miao Jing was after her mother and her to take back what they owed her and to make life miserable for them. It doesn't matter who has the final say. Zai Sheng is my son. Without me, he will not be here. Zai Sheng, let me tell you. If you take me as your mom, you can't marry this woman. If you don't take me as your mom, I won't care whoever you marry. Miao Jing left no room for discussion at all. Previously, she meant that she would leave the house and her husband who did not like her. Now, she meant that if Zai Sheng married Qiu Chenxi, she would not want him as her son. Jiao Nan was dumbstruck by Miao Jing's words. What was wrong with Miao Jing? She would forsake her son because of an outsider? Besides, she was very supportive of Qiu Chenxi a few months ago. What happened to Auntie Miao? It seemed that she bore some grudges. Qiu Chenxi was so furious at her words that she bit down hard on her lip. Auntie Miao, Aren't you too much? Uncle Zai has said that society advocates freedom and autonomy of marriage. If Brother Zai is willing to marry me, you have no right to stop him. He is my son. I may be too much, but as long as Zai Sheng agrees to it, you have no say at all. Miao Jing stared at Zai Sheng with an overbearing look on her face. Zai Sheng, have you heard what I said just now? Tell me, will you listen to me? Zai Sheng stopped himself from frowning. He said plainly, Mom, no matter whether you agree or not, I will not marry her. I don't like her. He did not like Xiu Chenxi, hence he could listen to his mother. But if the party concerned was Nan Nan, it would not do. All right. At Zai Sheng's words, Miao Jing gained immediate relief from her years of pent-up grievances. Although she had managed to keep Zai Yawai by her side, his heart had been with Qi Minlin. But Zai Sheng was her son. She might not be able to keep Zai Yawai in hand, but she must be able to control her son. Fortunately, Zai Sheng was much more clear-minded than her. She had been muddle-headed for years. If she finally came to her senses only when Zai Sheng had fallen in love with Qiu Chenxi and had married her, she could not imagine how life would be for her. She would definitely be very miserable. Nan Nan, don't be afraid, open the door. I am thirsty after talking for so long. Miao Jing felt much better with the support of her son. It was then that she realized that she was very thirsty. Since she became the wife of the chief of the army, Miao Jing sought to behave with propriety and not to bring shame to Zai Yawai. She did not allow herself to act unruly or to be laughed at in front of others. She could not remember the last time she did not hide her true nature and had a good quarrel. It seemed so far away as if it was in her previous lifetime. Sure. Qiao Nan opened the door for Miao Jing. Auntie Miao, I only have boiled water at home. It's okay. It is better than being thirsty. Give me a big cup of water. My eyes and throat are on fire. Seeing Miao Jing's cool manner, Qiao Nan could not help but curl her lips. She darted a look at Zai Sheng before giving her a big cup of hot water. Miao Jing was indeed thirsty. She gulped down the whole cup of water in one go. Qiao Nan was stunned. Auntie Miao, do you feel bloated? Do you want to walk around lest your stomach feels uncomfortable? Chapter 455, A Contradictory Miao Jing. I don't feel bloated. Now that she was in a good mood, she felt comfortable in anything she did. Nan Nan, don't be stingy. Give me another half a cup of water. Qiao Nan saw that Miao Jing looked well and so she gave her another half cup of water. Auntie Miao, is it alright that you sit here without a care about what's going on outside? Qiu Chenxi had yet to leave. After listening to what Qiu Chenxi said just now, it was obvious that she had not given up. She wanted to work harder to obtain the approval of Brother Zai and marry into the Zai family. When encountered with such matters, the average girl would leave in shame and anger. Some might even say harsh words and swear to cut off all contacts with the Zai family. But now that the situation had turned so awkward, Qiu Chenxi still had not given up on Brother Zai. It not only proved that she was bent on marrying Brother Zai, but it also showed that Qiu Chenxi was very difficult to deal with. It's alright. I don't believe in Zai Yawai, but I believe in my son. It has been more than 10 years. Qiu Chenxi often came to look for Zai Sheng, but he has never paid much attention to her. Nan Nan, I'm not afraid of you laughing at me. Let me tell you something. In the past, I might have wanted the two of them to be together, but in fact, I was happy when Zai Sheng gave the enthusiastic Qiu Chenxi the cold shoulder. Back then, Qi Minlin acted smugly in front of her. She treated her lightly and would laugh at her when she made mistakes. Every dog has its day. 20 years had passed since. Now, Qi Minlin's daughter acted like a clown in front of her son, but her son was not interested in her at all. I see. This was the reason why Auntie Miao insisted Qiu Jinexai to be with Brother Zai all these years, even though she disliked Qi Minlin and Qiu Jinexai. When a woman was bent on revenge, she was not to be underestimated. Qi Minlin might have thought that Auntie Miao was afraid of her and hence she accepted Qiu Jinexai. In fact, Auntie Miao was enjoying her revenge on them. Auntie Miao, if Brother Zai is not interested in Qiu Jinexai but in someone else, but she is not the type of daughter-in-law that you are looking for, will you force Brother Zai to listen to you by threatening to sever ties with him? Auntie Miao was indeed cool when she used that tactic to deal with Qiu Jinexai. However, as a bystander, Xiao Nan was so shocked that she broke out in a cold sweat. She could not imagine what would happen when Miao Jing knew about her relationship with Zai Sheng. Miao Jing might be on good terms with her now, but she might adopt the same attitude that she used on Qiu Jinexai, objecting to their relationship and separating Zai Sheng and her. That scene. Miao Jing smoothed her sleeve. I'm not foolish. One cannot always use the same old trick. Zai. Forget it. Don't mention him. Hua Hua and Zai Sheng are my children. Nobody in the world is more important to me than the two of them. As long as that person is not Qiu Jinexai, I can reason with them and convince them to break up. Nan Nan, you really don't understand. It will be very hard on the average girl to be married to Zai Sheng. When Miao Jing said this, there was a sense of burden in her words. Xiao Nan was absorbed in her own thoughts. Auntie Miao, if the girl is not afraid of the hardships and wants to be with Brother Zai, will that be fine? Will you still not allow them to be together? According to what Auntie Miao said, she did not object to her relationship with Brother Zai because of her family background. There seemed to be other reasons. Nan Nan, did Zai Sheng tell you about the girl that he likes and wanted you to sound me out and put in a good word for them? Miao Jing was sharp. She grabbed Xiao Nan's hand and said, Nan Nan, you're closer to me than with Zai Sheng, right? I treat you like my daughter. At this time, you must stand on my side. Do you understand? Nan Nan, don't disappoint me. Miao Jing grabbed Xiao Nan's hands as if she was her last straw. Xiao Nan was in a dilemma. On the one hand, she wanted to come clean. On the other hand, she was afraid of the repercussions. She could feel that Miao Jing trusted and cared a lot for her, but Xiao Nan could not bring herself to say anything that was against her will. Auntie Miao, after all, I am just an outsider. I can only promise you that unless you agree, I will never agree to the relationship between Brother Zai and the young lady. What do you think? In other words, as long as Auntie Miao did not agree, she would never marry Brother Zai. She would never hurt Auntie Miao because of this. Really? Yes. Miao Jing looked as if she had to have Xiao Nan's support. With Xiao Nan's words, her tension eased and she relaxed. Nan Nan, Auntie Miao believes in you. Mom, you believe in Nan Nan? What is it about? It seemed that they had settled the problem of Qiu Jinexai. The three of them headed toward Xiao Nan's house. Zai Hua strode forward like a man. She did not look anything like a lady. Miao Jing could not help but frown at her. It has nothing to do with you. By the way, you are a soldier in the army, but when you're at home, you are my daughter. Can't you behave like a lady? You don't look cool and suave like the soldier. Instead, you have picked up all the bad habits in the army. Mom, don't nag me about this anymore. I have a headache from listening to it. Before Zai Sheng was born, she was always with her grandpa. After Zai Sheng was born, both of them spent a long time with their grandpa. Her childhood memories were all related to her grandpa. Old Master Zai came from a humble background. He was almost illiterate and had been through the most turbulent times in China. Apart from the righteousness of a soldier, he had also learned the slovenly ways of the soldiers. Zai Hua's parents were rarely by her side when she grew up. Her grandpa was the only one whom she could learn from, and so her temperament was similar to that of old Master Zai. By the time Zai Yai and Miaojing noticed it, it was already too late to make her change her ways. Brother Zai, has Chiuchenxi left? Would Chiuchenxi be willing to leave without a satisfactory answer? Otherwise, would she be waiting for us to invite her to dinner? My mom said that I have slovenly manners and don't behave like a girl. Chiuchenxi may behave like a girl, but she is too thick-skinned. My dad has made it so clear, yet she still hopes that Zai Shen will like her in the future. How could there be someone like her? Zai Hua had no idea what was going through Chiuchenxi's mind. It was normal for young ladies to use some wits to get what they wanted, but why did Chiuchenxi insist on having Zai Shen? Zai Shen needed to be a willing party as well. What annoyed Zai Hua the most was that her mother obviously liked Jiaonan very much. Why was her mother unable to accept her if she became Zai Shen's girlfriend and decided to marry him? Chapter 456, Did you regret it? Don't tell her that her mom did this purely because she shunned Jiaonan's poor family background and preferred the rich to the poor. Zai Hua was taught by old Master Zai to be truthful and honest. She could not accept such things the most. Furthermore, Zai Hua was clearly aware of her own mother's background. In terms of family status, her mother was worse than Jiaonan. Didn't her mother become the wife of the chief? Why could her mother do that and not Jiaonan? If Zai Shen had not forbidden her from doing so, she would have questioned Miaojing and clarified why her mother was so contradictory and strange. It was too unacceptable. What exactly was her mother thinking of? Zai Hua's worried mind was in a knot because of this matter. I don't like that person either, but your dad was happy to do so. Did I have a choice? Miaojing expressed that she would not bear the blame for this. All the while, Zai Yai was the one who wanted Chiuchenxi to be married to Zai Shen. If Zai Yai had not adopted this attitude, would she have agreed? The mother-daughter pair unanimously boycotted Zai Yai. This made Zai Yai's face turn black. We're now at someone's house. They should not speak about everything in front of outsiders. Wouldn't that be ugly and shameful? They were not fearful of being a laughingstock. Zai Shen looked like he was deep in thought as he glanced at Jiaonan. He then stood up. Dad, Mom, I'll send you back. It's almost time for Jiaonan to go to school. It's not convenient for us to stay here. Yes, 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 Nan, please don't be late. At the sight of the time, around 4 o'clock, Miaojing quickly stood up. Don't. Zai Hua smiled as if she was implying something. Chiuchenxi was so crazy today. We've all seen that. The matter between Zai Shen and her fell through, but this concerns only our two families. Yet, she actually came to create trouble for Nan and wanted to settle scores with her. She's too unreasonable. Judging from what happened just now, who knows if Chiuchenxi will come back and kick up another fuss. Why don't we do this? Zai Shen, pass me the car keys. I'll drive Dad and Mom home. You might as well send Nan to school. No matter how unreasonable Chiuchenxi is, it won't be that easy for her to enter Pingcheng High School. Should we do this? Miaojing hesitated for a while. Zai Yai glared at Zai Hua, who seemingly wanted the show to carry on. You've thought of it so thoroughly. Why don't we do this? Zai Shen sends us back while you send Jiaonan. In case there's a misunderstanding when others see them. So, his daughter already knew about Zai Shen and Jiaonan. Only Miao and he were kept in the dark. That won't do. Zai Hua declined. I just came back after completing a mission and my body feels very weak. I need to have a good rest. What if Chiuchenxi comes and creates a fuss again? I may not be able to stop her. Hence, Zai Shen is more reliable. Anyway, she felt that Nan was quite good. She was more than 100 times better than Chiuchenxi. If her father could accept Chiuchenxi, why couldn't he accept Jiaonan? Today, she would help Zai Sheng and Xiaonan in the same way that her father brought Qiu Chenxi and Zai Sheng together in the past. Zai Yawai's face turned black with fury. The daughters of other families were akin to a warm cotton jacket of their parents, but her daughter was born to anger him. Mom, what do you say? Would Zai Hua be afraid of that glare of Zai Yawai? Even if she did, she would not show it in front of others. Moreover, Miao Jing was on her side. After thinking, Miao Jing said, "What Hua Hua said makes sense. Zai Sheng, you'll send Nan Nan to school. Your sister will send your dad and me home." "All right." Zai Sheng looked at Zai Hua with gratitude. Zai Hua raised her eyebrows as if to say, "Don't be anxious to thank me. Next time, remember to help me when I have a problem." "Mom, it's late. Let's go back." Taking the car keys from Zai Sheng's hands, Zai Hua brought the aware Zai Yawai and the clueless Miao Jing away and left Xiaonan and Zai Sheng alone. Zai Sheng's face turned sullen slightly. Without a word, he entered Xiaonan's bedroom and took Xiaonan's school bag. "Have you packed all your stuff? Did you miss out anything?" "No." "Then, let's go, in case your dad hears anything when he comes back." "Oh." Xiaonan shrank her neck. Was Brother Zai angry because he heard something? "Why did you say that to my mom?" True enough, while they were walking along the quiet road, Zai Sheng asked in a sullen tone. "Did you know what it means when you say that?" Xiaonan mustered her courage as she lifted her head and looked at Zai Sheng in the eye. "I knew. It means it will be a few more years until we could be together." "Are you sure? That it was just marrying a few years later and not giving up their relationship?" "I'm certain." She did not wish to hurt Auntie Miao, but this did not mean she would hurt herself. "Brother Zai, you must have confidence in me. Besides the matter regarding Auntie Miao, I have not done anything that would make you misunderstand me. Moreover, I've discussed the issue about Auntie Miao with you long ago. In the past, I've already told you that unless Auntie Miao is willing to accept me, it's impossible between the two of us. But now, at the very least, I will definitely work hard together with you until Auntie Miao can accept me. Isn't it just getting married and getting on with life? Why is it so troublesome?" This was 100 times more troublesome than all the missions he had completed thus far. He remembered that he spent about 3 months to carry out his most difficult mission. However, the problem between Xiaonan and him might not even be able to be resolved in 3 years, let alone 3 months. Xiaonan's heart trembled. She said in both a serious and joking manner, "Yes, it's so troublesome between us. It may be even more so in the future. Brother Zai, are you regretting it now? Do you wish to find someone who's easier for you to marry?" Zai Sheng paused in his steps and looked at Xiaonan seriously. "A soldier does not run away from problems. No matter how difficult the problem before me is, I will also take out my greatest courage and energy to overcome this tall mountain of a hurdle. Nan Nan, do you regret it?" After all, he was the one who took the initiative right from the start. Nan Nan was more passive and had more concerns than him. "If I regretted it, why would I tell Auntie Miao that today?" Xiaonan felt relieved. In the beginning, she was the passive one in the relationship, but she was fully committed to it. "Brother Zai, actually, you don't know. I've never felt confident in front of you. Your family background is better than mine. As an individual, you're also capable. And taking into consideration Auntie Miao's feelings, you can find someone better without me. But without you, it's not possible for me to find someone that I like so much." Zai Sheng grabbed Xiaonan's hand and held it tightly. "To me, only you're the best." So, this was the reason Nan Nan was uneasy. "Nan Nan, I've always thought that you're young and don't know much about relationships." He was older and already knew what he wanted. Hence, he took advantage of the situation by taking action first. Chapter 457, The First Intimate Contact. He used hard means to conquer Nan Nan and did not give her any options. While Nan Nan was still ignorant of matters related to the heart, he forcefully stamped the seal of the Zai family on her. He fully believed that he would definitely be very good to Nan Nan and give her happiness. There was no doubt that he was the right choice for Nan Nan. However, he only knew now that he and Xiao Nan were of one heart and mind. She cared about him and he had a very important place in her heart. The love that he gave was reciprocated. What could be more wonderful than this in the world? Xiao Nan smiled bitterly. She was still young. She was an old woman that was more than 40 years old. How young was young? In the previous life, she did not even get married. In this lifetime, she got involved with someone like Zai Sheng. Since she got together with him, she had been suspecting if her reborn and everything that happened thereafter was only a dream. At some point, she might open her eyes and awake to reality. She would be back to that cold and lonely rented apartment. She would again face Jiao Zijin, who was already having a glorious life but continued to suppress her. She also had to face her mother, who would force her to agree to donate one of her kidneys to Jiao Zijin. From an extremely unfortunate situation to a fortunate one, this change made Xiao Nan often feel that she was in the clouds, stepping on something soft and unreal. She had an unrealistic feeling of floating in the air. In terms of love affairs, very few would not think about personal gains and losses. Anyway, Xiao Nan could not do that. Brother Zai, you should believe in me. I do and I always will. The look in Zai Sheng's eyes and his tone became firmer and determined. Nan Nan, you have to remember. Other people's attitudes will not change my feelings toward you. You're the only one who can influence my judgment and decision. Brother Zai, this is also what I wanted to tell you. I'm used to being bullied by my mom and sister. There's a sense of slight stubbornness that I can't change in my bones. You're the one who started this, but I'm true to you. Unless you don't want me, don't believe in the other's words. Similarly, I will only believe your words. However, if you really don't want me, Brother Zai, I will definitely not turn back. Never. Sensing Xiao Nan's determined and devoted love, which was similar to his love for her, Zai Sheng felt an upsurge of emotions in his heart. His eyes were shining as he pulled Xiao Nan strongly into the small dark alley beside them. Before Xiao Nan could react, her lips had been planted on by similarly soft, thin, and hot lips that sent sparks through her body. Not only Zai Sheng's lips were hot, but even the air that he exhaled from his nose was also so hot that it nearly made Xiao Nan melt. This kiss of Zai Sheng did not have any skills to speak of. It even seemed rough and clumsy. Besides kissing with strength, there were not many other actions. Two pair of lips were plastered together and it was difficult to differentiate the breathing between the two people. However, such a simple kiss, which was not even tinged with lust, already made the two of them shudder with excitement. Xiao Nan's legs were wobbly and her body was crumbling. Zai Sheng's arms, as strong as steel, were holding onto Xiao Nan's waist, pressing her against him. Their bodies were pressed tightly against each other, just like their lips. There was no gap between them at all. Xiao Nan's eyes were in a daze, her face flustered in red, while Zai Sheng's eyes were increasingly brighter and sharper. It was as if he was a hunting leopard that had secured his prey and was prepared to pounce on and completely devour it. He would conquer it entirely by himself and definitely not let anyone else touch it. How could Xiao Nan, who did not even have a kiss in her previous life, endure such fervent and abundant love from Zai Sheng? It was akin to a volcano eruption. She was like dough that did not have any ability to resist. Xiao Nan was truly thankful that her man was a soldier who had perseverance and self-control that were as strong as steel. If it was other men, Xiao Nan could forget about going to school with the situation today. Before Xiao Nan could react from her state of daze, Zai Sheng gasped heavily and buried his head into Xiao Nan's shoulder. His whole body was stiff, turning as hard as steel. His breathing was hotter than before. When Xiao Nan regained her senses, She already felt that she was not just being hugged by Zai Sheng. She was seemingly trapped in an extremely tiny cage and surrounded by hard iron bars on all four sides. It even made her feel a little painful. Zai. Brother Zai, I still need to go to school. If I don't make a move now, I'll be late. At this moment, Qiaonan jumped to her senses and realized how inappropriate she and Zai Sheng had behaved earlier. Kissed. She and brother Zai actually kissed. All of a sudden, Qiaonan did not know if she should be pleased that she finally had her first kiss in 2 lifetimes or feel embarrassed at the situation at hand. There was a strong reaction in a certain part of Zai Sheng's body. When Zai Sheng, who was unable to even move his legs, heard Qiaonan, his teeth even turned itchy. Through the clothes, he bit her collarbone without reservation and said, "Even if it's a girl, you can't do that too. Be careful when you're bathing in school, understand? When you reach school later, just say that you like to eat spicy food and Uncle Chiao prepared very spicy Sichuan dishes for you if someone questions you. Understand?" At the sight of the red and slightly swollen lips of Qiaonan, which was even redder than her face, Zai Sheng said in satisfaction. He was the one who kissed and caused Nan Nan's swollen lips. Qiaonan did not know whether to laugh or cry. He was too petty. Moreover, she did not have the habit of being naked in front of people of the same gender. Brother Zai, don't tell me that there are barriers when you bathe in the camp with a group of guys. If that really was the case, where did the joke of picking up the soap come from in the 21st century? I'm a regiment commander. I have my own bedroom and bathroom. Zai Sheng refused to mention that when he first joined the army as a new recruit, of course, he had to bathe together with everyone. At that time, Zai Sheng did not feel anything at all. However, at the thought of Qiaonan revealing her body in front of other women, Zai Sheng felt extremely uneasy and was definitely unable to accept that. Otherwise, he would not have bitten Qiaonan's collarbone. Given his strength, there would be a mark even if he did not break the skin. It would take 2 to 3 days to disappear. Unless Nan Nan wished to explain to her classmates, Nan Nan had to cover herself more with her clothing for the next few days at least. Brother Zai, I'm really going to be late if I don't go to school now. Qiaonan's eyes were red and her body turned stiff. It was not because of other reasons. It was because she had felt the existence of that heavy machine gun with a strong murderous feel against her abdomen. Although one had not eaten pork, they would have seen a pig running away. At the thought that Zai Sheng was already 23 years old, a young and impulsive age, Qiaonan was scared out of her wits. Wasn't it just a tight kiss? Why did it turn out this way? Zai. Brother Zai, why you have to calm down? Chapter 458, Escape from the Mouth of the Wolf. The sullen voice of Zai Sheng could be heard. If I'm not calm, do you think you'll still be able to stand here without any scathe? Let me relax. Relax. You have to relax. Qiaonan was so scared that she dared not move. Her stiff body maintained the same position until half of it turned numb. Finally, Zai Sheng took a deep breath in Qiaonan's shoulders. He then stood up and slowly separated himself from Qiaonan. He also helped Qiaonan smooth her slightly wrinkled clothes. All right, I'll send you to school. Okay. Ah, she had escaped from the mouth of the wolf. Zai Sheng really knew how to control himself. It was only when Qiaonan reached the school safely that she heaved a huge sigh of relief. Fortunately, it was brother Zai today. She dared not think otherwise. Nan Nan, why are you standing there in a daze? Not going to the classroom? Zheng Lingling happened to arrive at the school at this time. Oh, it's nothing. I was thinking of a question. Qiaonan felt guilty and quickly used studies as an excuse. Nan Nan, you're already very conscientious in your studies. Give us a break. Did Nan Nan need to be so diligent and think about the solution to a problem even when she was on the road? Fortunately, her parents were not aware of this. Otherwise, they would definitely use this point as an example and asked her to learn from Nan Nan. Not any typical person could pick up such a learning attitude from Nan Nan. Nan Nan, why is your mouth swollen? Did you eat spicy food again when you went home this time? As guessed by Zai Sheng, with how Xiao Nan looked, any sharp-eyed person would be able to notice that. However, Zai Sheng did not expect that the people who knew Xiao Nan were not curious about Xiao Nan's odd look. They even thought that it's normal. Nan Nan, you love spicy food so much. This always happens each time you go home. Yet, you don't have any pimples growing on your face despite eating so much spicy food. Heaven is too unfair. Zhen Lingling already wished to strangle Xiao Nan. This was because she belonged to the category of people that would easily get pimples after taking spicy food. My dad and I have been liberated, Xiao Nan replied guiltily. You and your dad are so pitiful. Zhen Lingling knew a little about the situation of the Qiao family. She also heard that Ding Jiyi and Qiao Zijin went somewhere else and were not in Pingcheng. Xiao Nan and her father, who loved spicy food, had endured so many years of not having them because of Ding Jiyi and Qiao Zijin. At the thought that they became so crazy about it after being liberated, Zhen Lingling did not know what to say as well. As a family, it was so painful to have to live their lives in this way. One needs to be forward-looking and should not always live in the past. At the very least, my dad and I are doing fine now. We can eat spicy food whenever we wish to now, no matter how spicy the food is. Xiao Nan smiled. When Xiao Nan was not at home, although Xiao Dongliang would not shortchange himself, he also did not bother to prepare any exquisite or complicated dishes. It was enough that he could have a simple and full meal. Nevertheless, when Xiao Nan was home, Xiao Dongliang would always prepare many dishes according to both of their dietary preferences. Of course, all these dishes would be spicy. It was to the point of having no kick without any spice. The way the father-daughter pair ate was as if they had endured more than a decade of non-spicy diet and had to make up for the loss in the shortest time possible. Fortunately, Xiao Dongliang's and Xiao Nan's bodies were healthy enough not to encounter any problems with such a diet. There was no symptom of constipation. On the contrary, Xiao Nan's skin became better than before. That's true. A good life is awaiting you and your dad. Zhen Lingling agreed. Xiao Nan was so strong in her studies. Although not every college graduate would be able to land a good job in the future, Zhen Lingling felt that while others might not, Xiao Nan would definitely be able to do so. As long as Nan Nan was successful in her own right, all the other things did not matter. Besides, judging from her observation, Nan Nan and her father were not muddle-headed. Most likely, they would not be bullied by others again. Ah, right. I have something to tell you. You decide for yourself whether to go. What do you mean by whether to go? Xiao Nan, who was walking toward the classroom, was pulled back by Zhen Lingling. I forgot about it suddenly, as I rarely see you being so distracted. When I entered the school, do you know who I saw? Zhen Lingling smiled in a mysterious manner. My dear secretary, can you not play this trick with me? What's there to guess? How will I be able to guess it? Xiao Nan rolled her eyes. She hated the game of guessing. The scope was too wide and the target was fuzzy. What was there to guess? Chen Jun. That senior who came to our school before last year. Do you have any impression? I remember that Su Tingting liked him so much. He's at the school entrance. He initially wanted to come in but was held back by the security guard. Since Xiao Nan's mother came to the school, the security guard kept a tighter watch than before. People who were not from their school were definitely not allowed entry. They would only ask them to leave. He seemed to remember me and asked me to pass a message to you. He's waiting for you at the entrance. Do you want to go and meet him? No. Upon hearing that it was Chen Jun, Jiaonan's expression changed slightly and she immediately declined. I don't even know him, and neither do I know him well. Did he tell you why he is looking for me? I'm not going to see him. The Wang family was already in trouble. Most likely, Wang Yan could not be bothered about the matter of the Chen family now. Since that was the case, she did not mean anything to Chen Jun anymore. Why did Chen Jun still look for her? Are you really not going to see him? Zhen Lingling was a little surprised. Nan, seriously, you don't care about anything else besides your studies. Don't forget that you're a lady. Which lady did not like suave guys? Even if they would not be together, it would be good to admire and glance at them a few times. She was one example. When Chen Jun called her just now, she took the chance to take a few more glances at him. Chen Jun was so good looking. If what Su Tingting had found out was real, then Chen Jun was really someone good looking with good family background. Who would not want to take a few glances at such a good man? Nan was simply the wonderful and extinct one amongst the ladies. In the face of Zhen Lingling's doubt and puzzlement, Jiaonan proudly lifted her chin. Zhen Lingling felt that Chen Jun was a rare commodity and a good man because they had not seen the world. Chen Jun could not be compared to Brother Zai at all. In front of a shiny and bright pearl such as Brother Zai, it would be strange if she was willing to take a few more glances at Chen Jun, this piece of fisheye. Chen Jun is still waiting at the school entrance. What should we sew? Zhen Lingling was stunned. You promised Chen Jun to pass the message. Then, I'll have to trouble our dear secretary to make a trip to tell him that I'm not available to see him. Jiaonan patted Zhen Lingling's shoulders. You're a class committee member. It's your responsibility to share the worries and resolve the problems for your classmates. I look up to you. Don't kid with me. Take it that I owe you this. Zhen Lingling ground her teeth. She could only make the trip for Jiaonan's sake. Unexpectedly, Zhen Lingling was back after a short while. She even passed Jiaonan a slip of note. This was given to you by Chen Jun. He said that you will definitely go and see him after you read this. What is written in the note? Chapter 459, Suggestion. Jiaonan grabbed the note and did not really wish to open it in front of Zhen Lingling. It was good that before Jiaonan could say anything, Tang Mengran came to pass a message to Zhen Lingling. Lingling, Teacher Lu asked you to go to his office to see him. Hurry. Teacher Lu is waiting for you. Zhen Lingling immediately put Jiaonan's matter aside and rushed to Teacher Liu's office. Once Zhen Lingling left, Jiaonan quickly turned her back and opened the note. There was not much content in the slip. There were only two phrases, Zai Sheng, small alley. When Jiaonan first saw these four words, she was momentarily stunned. She also did not realize what they meant. But when Jiaonan recalled what happened on the way when Zai Sheng sent her to school this evening, she started to realize what Chen Jun wrote in this note meant. So, Chen Jun saw what she and Brother Zai did. It's so difficult to meet you. Chen Jun, whose back was facing the entrance of Pingcheng High School, said with a hint of sarcasm on his face when he heard footsteps coming from behind him. He had even believed that Jiaonan was a fairy from heaven that was pure, sincere, and kind. In the end, the reason why he did not succeed was not that Jiaonan was wholeheartedly focused on her studies, but because he was not good enough and did not meet Jiaonan's expectations at all. He really could not tell that the seemingly simple and pure Jiaonan was even more scheming than him. She wanted more and was even greedier than him. He had underestimated Jiaonan in the past. From a certain perspective, Jiaonan, this woman, was really quite suitable for him. Senior Chen, why did you look for me this time? Jiaonan pursed her lips. If you didn't know why I was looking for you, would you come and meet me now? Chen Jun sneered. An honest person talks openly. If you don't want others to hear about your relationship with Zai Sheng, then you should know what I want. First of all, What is it about Brother Zai and me? We're open and honest. Your threat to me is non-existent. Secondly, I don't know you very well. All this while, including today, we only met thrice. What kind of person are you? What are you thinking of? How would I know? Staring at Chen Jun, that nervous mind of Qiaonan when she was on the way here finally relaxed. She had known that given Brother Zai's alertness, he would have found out if Chen Jun had been following them. The greatest possibility for Chen Jun to write her such a note was that Chen Jun initially came to look for her today. However, he did not expect to see Brother Zai by her side. Hence, Chen Jun followed them from a distance and hoped to find an opportunity to get close to her when Brother Zai left. While they were on the way, Chen Jun saw Brother Zai pulling her into a small alley and they only came out after a while. As to how Chen Jun was going to threaten her, he must have imagined and guessed it himself. Even if Chen Jun guessed it correctly, what could he do to her if she refused to admit it? Chen Jun was speechless for a while. Your reaction is quite fast. You don't seem like a simple 18-year-old student who has not stepped into society at all. I'm certainly not quite easy to lie to. So sorry to have disappointed you, Qiaonan smiled and replied in Chen Jun's face. Chen Jun hoped to trick her into saying something? No way. Chen Jun stomped his feet a few times in a sullen manner. He silently vented the negative and dark feelings in his heart. Yes, he was following Qiaonan and Zai Sheng from a very far distance along the way. With Zai Sheng's ploy, the Wang family had been controlled by the Zhu family. Hence, there was no hope for his father's promotion this year. He initially looked for Qiaonan as he wanted to find out more about the truth of the matter, but he did not expect to see Zai Sheng with her. Chen Jun was not a green lad who had not seen the world. At the sight of the distance between the two, Chen Jun knew that Zai Sheng had a close and intimate relationship with Qiaonan. When he saw Zai Sheng pulling Qiaonan into a small alley and coming out only after some time, as a man who had toyed with many women, could he not know what Zai Sheng was thinking of? Would he not be able to guess what happened between the two after Qiaonan was pulled into the small alley? It was this moment that Chen Jun understood why Zai Sheng would collaborate with Zhu Jinqi all of a sudden to suppress Wang Yang, affecting Chen Jun negatively as a result. In fact, he no longer needed to trick Qiaonan. He already knew the answer. Nevertheless, the more this was the case, the more sullen he felt and could not accept the outcome. Qiaonan, you're an utter disappointment. I've always thought that you're a pure and good lady, and that you're definitely different from other ladies who value a person's status more than their character. I didn't expect that you're the same as those bitches who only look at one's family status and not the individual themselves. I was even moved by. So, the women in this era, regardless of age, even high school students, were already so practical. It was not that he was not good enough or that he had lost his charm. Qiaonan's standards were too high. She had long had her eyes on Zai Sheng. In comparison to Zai Sheng, of course, he was nobody to Qiaonan. Don't give me a mouthful of nonsense. If you've said enough, I'm going back. Qiaonan let out a breath and glanced sideways at Chen Jun. She then turned and wanted to leave. Qiaonan, if you dare to leave now, I'll tell the whole world about your relationship with Zai Sheng, and also what Zai Sheng and you did today. Qiaonan, don't be silly. Given your status, do you think you'll really be able to marry Zai Sheng and enter the Zai family? Although it's the 20th century now and a new century is coming, there are still rules in the upper-class society. Zai Sheng is only toying with you. After he's sick of you, he will definitely abandon you and cast you aside. Zai Sheng is different from you. Even if he has a past, it won't be difficult for him to marry another woman who is more outstanding and chaste. But you can't. If you become the used shoe, not every man can accept you. Even if you can lie once, you won't be able to keep the truth forever. At that time, you still have to divorce. Therefore, before anything happened, it was best that Jiao Nan quickly come to the realization. It was better to repent and mend her ways before it was too late. Jiao Nan, given your intelligence, you should know that Zai Sheng is not suitable for you. Zai Sheng loves you now, but how long can his love last? Before he's sick of you and abandons you, why don't you take the chance now to spare more thoughts for yourself when he still has feelings for you? You should consider and plan for your future. Jiao Nan, you're living such a life now. In my view, you, more than anyone else, are someone that needs to plan more for your future. Jiao Nan, don't give up and also don't miss such a good opportunity. Jiao Nan was not stupid. She understood what Chen Jun meant immediately. Jiao Nan tugged the corners of her lips and sneered. Then, what do you suggest? Chapter 460, Backup Plan. A straightforward person does not hide his intentions. Jiao Nan, I can give you all that you wish for. Chen Jun lifted his chin confidently. Jiao Nan, you can choose to believe me. Similarly, I will not disappoint you. The only greatest difference between Zai Sheng and me is that I need to spend a little more time before I can give you what you want to have. Of course, if Jiao Nan could agree today, then the time he needed to spend would be greatly lessened. Jiao Nan and Chen Jun did not understand the matter between Qi Minlin and Qiu Qin. Nevertheless, their current situation was similar to that of Qi Minlin and Qiu Qin in the past. Most shockingly, Chen Jun made the same choice as the Qiu Qin in the past. As long as he could gain from this, it was not an issue at all to marry a woman who loved another man. As long as this woman was currently chaste and would wholeheartedly spare a thought for him after marriage, then that would be enough. Ha ha ha. Jiao Nan sneered thrice. Chen Jun, I must say that you have been thinking too much. You're just wasting your time. Jiao Nan, you're rejecting me? Have you thought about it carefully? Chen Jun's expression changed. Could he have overestimated Jiao Nan's rationality and intelligence? I don't need you to reply to me immediately. I can give you a few days of time. As long as you can give me an answer before I return to college, then that will suffice. Of course, if you still have any reservations, I can give you more time. You know my address at the college. After you have sorted your thoughts, you can write to me directly. However, Jiao Nan, you have to remember that my patience only lasts until the end of the summer vacation. I hope you won't make a wrong decision that will disappoint me. Thereafter, Chen Jun turned and left without any hesitation. Having made his point, he did not intend to continue to pester Jiao Nan. Jiao Nan's red lips formed a straight line. No, there was something odd about Chen Jun's behavior today. Chen Jun must have seen Brother Zai and her gone into a small alley from afar today. He definitely did not see what they did in the alley. He had simply made a guess. As long as she and Brother Zai refuse to admit to this, not many people will believe it even if Chen Jun used this as a threat and announced it to the world. Hence, why did Chen Jun leave so confidently as if he was certain that she would eventually sort out her thoughts and agree to his request today? That she would rather give up Brother Zai and be with him? Xiao Jiao, what's wrong? You look like you are out of sorts. Your mom and sister are not in Pingcheng. Logically, you should feel quite happy nowadays. Why are you frowning and sulking? Did your mom and sister come back to look for you? At the mention of Ding Jiyi and Xiao Zijin, Zhu Baoqiu felt his head hurt. He was more annoyed about it than when he talked about Wang Yang. It's nothing. I didn't rest well when I was home this time. I'm just a little tired. Jiao Nan shook her head. I heard from Zheng Lingling that Chen Jun came to look for you today. Did you see him? Zhu Baoqiu rolled his eyes. He could not help bringing up the main topic that he wanted to ask about. I've seen him. Why? Why not? Jiao Nan replied. Don't you know that he's up to no good toward you? The reason Zhu Baoqiu lowered the volume of his voice to prevent other classmates from hearing him. He appeared previously in your life and even visited your house during the Lunar New Year, not because he really liked you. This matter was all Wang Yang's fault. Wait, shouldn't you already know? Your dad told you that. Could my dad keep this from me? I kept feeling that there was something odd about what happened recently, so I went to ask my dad. He told me everything. Zhu Baokyo was proud of that. His father had said that he would not tell him a word if Zhu Baokyo could not sort this out himself. Oh. Oh. What oh? Zhu Baokyo was angered. Nan, you're so silly. You clearly knew that he's not interested in you. He's hired by Wang Yang. All the good things and words that he said to you were lies. Why did you still meet him? Nan, don't tell me that you've taken a liking to him. You're someone who's going to take the science course in the future, but look at what kind of logic you have. Does meeting him mean that I like him and have romantic feelings for him? Qiao Nan rolled her eyes at Zhu Baokyo. All right, you should take good care of your own matters. Wang Yang suffered a setback at your dad's side. How do you think your dad knew about the cause of this? Were you the one who told my dad? How could that be? Otherwise. Qiao Nan snorted. Are you still worried now? No. Xiao, you're so smart. Why would you need me to worry about you? Ha, I've been too confused by attempting too many questions recently. Don't take it to heart. Don't mind me. Zhu Baokyo smiled in a more relaxed manner. Zhu Baokyo did not have further questions, but the doubts in Qiao Nan's heart were still not cleared. Today, Chen Jun left in such a carefree manner. He even gave her so much time. He did not have any intention to force her into a decision. She did not believe that Chen Jun did not have any backup plan. Qiao Nan had been thinking about this. Before she could get an answer to it, the answer suddenly appeared in front of her, establishing its existence. Nan, have you heard that there's a new student who will be transferred to our class? Is that person sick in the mind? This semester is ending soon. In the second half of the year, we'll be going to a different class. How could they transfer school at this time? Did the school agree to it? Is that student pulling out and does not want to take the college entrance examination anymore? Tang Mengran's tone was full of resentment. It was not easy for Tang Mengran to maintain her place in Class 1. Even with Qiao Nan's help, her best results were considered average in the class. If her performance faltered slightly, she would be ranked amongst the last in the class. If the student could be transferred to Class 1 of Pingcheng High School, then that meant the student's results must be excellent. With another classmate of excellent grades, the possibility of Tang Mengran being kicked out of Class 1 was higher. Hence, of course, Tang Mengran disliked the student. Fang lifted the glasses up her nose bridge. Didn't Nan tell you this matter before? Regardless of how formidable this student is, there's not much time left in this semester. As for the issue about class divisions, the school will do so based on humanities and science courses. With your grades, it's not difficult to get into the humanities course at all. You won't be affected by this new student. What's there for you to worry about? That's true. But how could I let my worries down? Tang Mengran held her face in distress. It's not like all of you don't know that my grades are the poorest among all of you in the dormitory. I'm the worst amongst you all, so I'm not confident. If there's any slight movement or happening, I have to be more alert in case I become a muddle-headed ghost that doesn't know what happened. Poor Tang Mengran, did your parents give you any pressure? He-Yun sighed. She felt that life as a student was bitter. In school, they had to take examinations and compare their grades every day. At home, they still had to listen to the nagging of their parents.